What's up, Mets fans? It's your boy CP here with an impromptu episode on January 3rd of 2024. It's my second episode on this podcast within the day. If you didn't check out my Pete Alonso extension talk video earlier this morning, make sure you go ahead and do so. I'm going to drop the link in the description down below. Make sure you check that out. But today, I'm going to be talking about a recent report from Mike Mayer on his X account stating that the New York Mets are currently eyeing two veteran left-handers on the starting pitching market in Hyun-Jin Ryu and Sean Manaea. We'll talk about those two guys and their potential fits on the 2024 New York Mets. Before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Channel's well on its way to 400 subscribers. I definitely appreciate any support from you all. And helping me reach that goal and that milestone. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. No better way to support the podcast than hitting that thumbs up and that subscribe button, and comment your thoughts and opinions on either of these two guys that we talk about in this podcast episode. You know where to find me on all my social media handles for more true Mets Talk podcast updates and more Mets Talk in general. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. The recent report states that the Mets are eyeing veteran left-handers Hyun-Jin Ryu and Sean Manaea, and we'll start off here with Hyun-Jin Ryu. I will go on to say and start this off by saying that we're at the point of the offseason where at this point, these types of targets are to be expected. The New York Mets are not going to give out long-term contracts to guys like Shota Imanaga or Jordan Montgomery or Blake Snell. So the Hyun-Jin Ryus, Sean Manaeas, even Mike Clevingers, if they choose to go down that route of the world, are going to be more of realistic options for the New York Mets in the short term. We'll start off here with Hyun-Jin Ryu. You see his 2023 numbers. He basically played the second half of the season for the Toronto Blue Jays coming off of Tommy John surgery. He appeared in 11 games. Only 52 innings pitched in 2023 to go along with that 27 innings pitched marker in 2022, 3.46 ERA and a 1.29 whip. He's a very balanced pitcher. He will not walk a lot of batters, and he is a pitcher that heavily relies on the ground ball to get the predominant majority of his outs. Now you see the arsenal to the right hand side of your screen. He throws each pitch with very well balanced. He's not going to overpower you with that four-seamer, so he relies a lot on all of his off-speed pitches with the changeup, curve, cutter, sinker, all that good stuff. Now, when we talk about a Hyun-Jin Ryu potential sort of fit with the New York Mets, I get very worried when I sort of look at what you see in red here down below. 27 innings pitched and 52 innings pitched in 2022 and 2023 respectively. Adding a guy like that who doesn't have nearly as good as a sample size as a guy like Sean Manaea, who we'll talk about here in just a second, over the last couple of seasons, really does worry me when we look at who's already in this rotation outlook for 2024. Jose Quintana missing the first half with an injury in 2023, Luis Severino being signed to a prove-it-year, one-year deal, and his injury history, and also Joey Lucchesi probably going to crack that six-man rotation if I had to guess, and his recent arm injuries as well. So all things to consider when discussing Hyun-Jin Ryu. Now, like I said, if Hyun-Jin Ryu is able to get back to that 2019 type season, I love the balance that he has as a pitcher. I don't really necessarily think that it's necessary to have a pitcher from the left-handed side of the mound to sort of blow you away with that fastball, because that's not what Hyun-Jin Ryu is. But like I said, that lack of a sample size, the lack of a bulk of workload for Hyun-Jin Ryu as of recent is definitely a concern when talking about adding him to a team that already has multiple of those type guys in the rotation. Now, let's talk about Sean Manaea, because I am very interested in Sean Manaea. Very interested, especially if this team wants to add another lefty. I think Sean Manaea should be that guy. 2023 numbers here are as follows: 37 games appeared in, and only 10 of those 37 games he actually started in. Was thrown into the bullpen and did a great job out of the bullpen for the San Francisco Giants, which I love if you're the New York Mets in terms of providing that sort of flexibility and versatility to a 2024 New York Mets team. More bulk work for Sean Manaea than Hyun-Jin Ryu. 117.2 innings pitched in 2023. Each of the last 3 seasons for Sean Manaea, he has notched over 100 innings, which is what the New York Mets desperately need at this point of the offseason in terms of adding to the rotation. The ERA was not there for the totality of 2023. I do understand that. But when you look and compare at who the Mets had out there behind Kodai Senga in the rotation, it really wasn't great either. So my theory, my motto in a potential Sean Manaea signing is, why not? You had Carlos Carrasco last year. Bad. You had Tyler McGill and David Peterson. Bad to not good. Why not take a chance and a stab at Sean Manaea? Especially given the increase in velocity on that four-seam fastball that you see on your screen. He throws at over a 55% clip. Arsenal is as follows: 56.4% usage on the four-seamer, changeups at 16.9, slider and sweeper are following thereafter with their respective percentages. He does have a sinker and a cutter, but he doesn't throw it often at all. In 2023, the percent usage on those two pitches at the bottom were less than 1%. What's interesting about Sean Manaea is that between 2022 in 2023, he gained over 5 miles per hour on that four-seam fastball, and that is something that plays really well for the New York Mets in 2024. Now, like I said, these two guys are complete opposite pitchers from the left side. You have a power fastball for Sean Manaea and a lot more contact and a lot more balance for Hyun-Jin Ryu. I think both of those guys are certainly playable for the New York Mets in 2024, but with a rotation and even a bullpen, depending on how they utilize Sean Manaea in 2024 with a potential signing, the New York Mets, that is they've been lacking that power fastball type guy. In 2023, that was evident with Edwin Diaz down and injured. That was very evident. Nobody else was wowing you with that fastball. I promise you. So Sean Manaea, from the left-handed side of the mound, throwing 97, 98 miles per hour now with that four-seamer, gives the Mets rotation or bullpen, however they want to utilize him, a ton more flexibility. A ton. And like I said, I'm not sure how feasible 3 lefties in the rotation is for 2024, already given you have Jose Quintana and Joey Lucchesi. So if you sign Sean Manaea to be a starter, you can definitely transition Joey Lucchesi to be that Trevor Williams type long reliever, or maybe even a second left-hander out of the pen behind Brooks Raley. There's a whole bunch of things you can do if you're the New York Mets and if you sign Sean Manaea. Profounding effects. And my, like I said, my reason is, why not? Just why not? If someone can tell me a reason with the way this offseason has played out so far in 2024 to go against my theory of why not sign Sean Manaea, especially to a short-term deal, then please do so in the comments. But I cannot think of any downside, especially with what Sean Manaea brings. Insane off-speed run. Go look up his Baseball Savant page. Great off-speed run on all of his pitches, all of his off-speed pitches. Increased velocity, flexibility to be a starter and come out of the pen whatever you need. ERA wasn't there, but on the flip side, in the advanced metric category, in the second half of 2023, he was one of the best pitchers in the entire NL, National League, in the FIP category, adjusted ERA. Now, I know some of you all listening to this may not value that compared to the traditional ERA. It's a lot more hypotheticals involved. I understand that. But there is something to be said for that. Just so you all know, just so you have that clarity on what Sean Manaea brings to the table. And like I said, as it pertains to this increased velocity, I'm going to link the tweet directly from, I think it was the pitching lab that actually took Sean Manaea in and was able to help him improve his mechanics and gain that velocity, because they explained that process with Sean Manaea a whole lot better than I can do on this podcast episode. So make sure you go into the description. I'm going to link that below. But like I said, with these two guys, both Hyun-Jin Ryu here on your screen that you saw, and Sean Manaea here on your screen that you see, I am prioritizing Sean Manaea over Hyun-Jin Ryu. Now, maybe in a perfect scenario, the New York Mets say, hey, why not give these guys both 1 year prove-it deals? If both parties want to do that, then why not? But if the Mets have to prioritize one over the other, I'm picking Sean Manaea. And like I said, that is no disrespect or no knock to the type of pitcher that Hyun-Jin Ryu is or what he's accomplished in this league. But coming off of Tommy John surgery, the lack of sample size over the last couple of years scares me, flat out. Especially given who the Mets have in this rotation projected to start as of right now behind Kodai Senga. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Thank you for watching. I thoroughly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button as well as you're watching this bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Hover over my icon and subscribe to the channel and comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Who would you like to see of these two guys that the Mets bring in, these two veteran lefties? Would you like to see the balance with Hyun-Jin Ryu, or would you like to see the powerful fastball with Sean Manaea from the left-handed side of the mound? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to follow me on all my social media accounts. Same handle as my YouTube at CPNYSPORTS, X and Instagram. And tune in to the live stream later tonight at 7 p.m. with Talking Mets with Rob and Amish Country Mets fan Nelson. The whole panel is going to be talking about not only these two guys with this recent report, but all things New York Mets. So make sure you don't miss that. It's going to be on my channel. It's going to be on all three of our channels streaming. You can't miss it. I'm going to link that in the description down here below. Like I said, I thoroughly appreciate the support. Thank you for watching. Until we get more Mets news, more Mets rumors, this has been another episode of the True Mets Talk Podcast. It's your boy CP. Let's go Mets. I'm out. Thank you for watching the latest episode of the CP New York Sports Pod. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that thumbs up, comment your thoughts and opinions, and use the lower right-hand button of this video to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.